Hi everyone, this is Kathleen Deggelman and I'm here in San Francisco just getting ready to start the new year. Can't believe it's already January 9th, but thank you for joining us today. I'm going to just cover some tips for getting your 2014 off to a good start and also cover the new tools that we've created just recently and how to use them. And let's see. First, what I want to do is I just want to share with you, this is our brand new team logo. I wanted to create something that would be easily recognizable, something fun, something that would make people smile, and I also wanted a tagline that evoked some emotion. So we've got a palm tree, the sunshine, bright blue sky or midnight sky, depending on how you look at it, a fun font for our JFactor team, and it's time to live your dream. So I hope that, from what I've seen on our Facebook page, everybody seems to like it and it resonates with people. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, and it's just that's our team logo. And so a couple of tips on how to get 2014 off to a fast start. First of all, Happy New Year, everyone. I am so excited for this year. 2013 was great. I think this year in a lot of ways is going to be more fun in terms of the momentum, and that things are just going to move a little bit faster. If you haven't listened to Scott Lewis's call the other night from our Exec Connect call on Tuesday night, you definitely want to listen to that. I posted how to get the replay on our Facebook page. Some of the stats that Scott shared with us as to where we were a year ago and where we are now was just phenomenal. And one of the things that really stood out for me is that we started 2013 with 5 diamonds and we finished 2013 with 25 diamonds. And if you're brand new to this, a diamond is one of the top ranks. The typical average diamond makes over $1 million a year. And so to go from 5 to 25 in 1 year is incredibly significant. But what I love about that the most is that it's not just one country. It's not just the United States or not just North America. It's literally all around the world. So if you think about what it means to have 25 strategic, strong builders in many countries all around the world, what that's going to look like in terms of our momentum and revenue in the next 1 to 2 years, it's going to be incredible. So we're at the very, very beginning of what's going to be a very fun ride. I think this year, 2014, is going to be a combination of a foundation setting and momentum. So if you're brand new to this, or if you're just starting to take it seriously, or if you've been taking it seriously, I just want to reassure you that you've made a really good decision. You're in the right place at the right time. So I just want to encourage you to make a decision that this is going to be your year, that 2014 is going to be a great year for you, and set that intention. Our mindset around that has everything to do with where we'll be a year from now, and make a commitment to yourself. I mean, there's so many things that we need to do to get this job done, but the most important ones are to make connections and to share both the product and the opportunity. It's really easy in our business to be busy. I mean, trust me, it happens to me too on a regular basis. I'm constantly having to remind myself to be mindful, to focus on the income activities, the income producing activities. So make a commitment to yourself that the goals that you set this year, that you're going to follow through with them. Set your goals and keep them. That's part of that, making that commitment. One of the ways that you can do that is to set your goals, write them down, and post them, or have them on a piece of paper next to your computer, or put them on the wall right behind your computer so that you're going to see it on a regular basis. Look at them often. The statistic is that you have a 95% better chance of achieving your goals just because you wrote them down, but you've got to track them. And sometimes people get upset because goals can be a moving target. So what? That's just the game of life. That's just normal. Rarely do we meet our goals exactly on target. And when we do, it's great, but it's not an issue when we don't. Just keep moving forward, reset them. If you stay focused on this, and if you stay focused on the income producing activities, you will get the results that you want. It doesn't always happen in the time that you want. We all come into this with a different level of skills that we bring to it. Sometimes we have to learn more things along the way before this really takes off. It just depends where you are when you came into it. But if you stay with it, make a commitment to yourself, make a decision that this is going to be your year, and set your goals, track them, you will have an amazing year. And this team is really starting to come together. I love this team. I love seeing you guys on Facebook and seeing you in person, and the emails and the phone calls. I'm looking forward to seeing the Seattle team and the Vancouver teams next week. It's always fun to get together in person, but it is great. I love that we're creating a system where we're taking advantage of the technology that's available today. The one-on-ones, the coffee dates, the home parties, those are all definitely an important part of how to build this business. But these live webinars, listening to the recorded webinars, the Monday night team calls, there's so many things now that we can do using technology to stay in touch with each other. So that brings up the next part of 2014 Fast Start, which is using the tools. You have to use the system that we're creating. If you think you need to reinvent the wheel every other week, or if you think that, this week this is how I'm going to do it, but next week I'm probably going to do it differently, it's going to take you a lot longer to get where you want to go. So tonight we're going to go through a few of the latest tools that I've created, but I just want to encourage you to go to the JFactorTeam.com site on a regular basis so that you see so that you start to get familiar with what's there and start to use it. You've got to plug into the system, plug into our team. We've got an amazing group of leaders already. We've got more coming in, but you've got to get connected. We've got the Monday night calls. I host live webinars on a regular basis. We've got the once a month Tuesday night Exec Connect call with the corporate office. We've got the Thursday night calls on a regular basis with the corporate leaders. And then we've got our Saturday morning teaching webinar, typically with Kathleen and Becky. So there's quite a few things that you can plug into without having to leave your home. So make sure that you're getting connected with the team. And one of the most important places that you want to visit on a regular basis, besides the JFactorTeam.com website, is also our Facebook page. I love the community that we're creating there. People are really starting to get to know each other, and it's a very I love the spirit that's on our Facebook page. It's very abundant. It's generous. It's the right kind of mindset to really go out and make a difference in people's lives and get this done. So visit the Facebook page. Trust me, a couple of years ago, I went into Facebook kicking and screaming, and now I think it's one of the most valuable tools that we have today, especially in terms of getting information out, but also in terms of creating the community. And another point I wanted to make is don't let anyone steal your dreams, and especially not you. Take that seriously, because it's really easy to beat ourselves up over what we didn't get done today, or over what we didn't accomplish this week. I've had to teach myself at the end of the day not to focus on what I didn't get done, because my to-do list is pretty long. I have a tendency to have a to-do list that I can't possibly get done that day. So I had to teach myself that when I go to sleep at night, I think about what I did get done. When I'm sitting down and maybe having that glass of wine with dinner, I celebrate what I did get done, not what I didn't get done. There's always going to be more to do. So pat yourself on the back for what you did get done. Don't beat yourself up about this. I knew that when I posted the December winners for the incentive the other day, that was going to rattle some feathers and maybe make a few people feel like, I didn't make it. you know what, it's not meant to do that. It's meant to encourage you. And, this is definitely a business of follow the leader. And the people that are just paving the way a little bit ahead of you, that's going to help you get where you want to go. So stay connected to the team, use the tools, really limit your time with negative people. If there's people in your life that don't support this, I'm not saying that you don't still spend time with them or love on them. I mean, in my case, when I first got started in this industry, my mother was not supportive at all. It doesn't mean that I stopped spending time with my mom. It's just that I steered away from that conversation for a while. So surround yourself with positive, encouraging people. And the last point I want to make in terms of 2014, this is a personal goal that I've set for myself. We need to take really good care of ourselves. I have a very dear girlfriend that was just diagnosed with cancer, and she's already stage 3. She's going to start chemo next month, and it's just, there's so many things on a regular basis that help us put things in perspective, and taking good care of our physical bodies, that's just going to make everything in our life better. And for one of the things that I personally have to do, I'll just share with you, is I have a tendency to stay up way too late at night. I am a night person, and Dr. Antar talks about how if you're not sleeping well, or if you're not sleeping enough, it's aging your body. And it isn't that I don't sleep enough, because I know how to sleep in the morning too, but I just have a tendency to just burn the candle at both ends. So one of the things I'm going to do in terms of taking better care of myself is I've made a commitment that I'm going to get to bed much more often before midnight. And let's see, I've got 2 nights in a row. And I'm also going to step up my commitment that I'm going to exercise first thing in the morning, because I don't know about you guys, but if I leave it till the end of the day, sometimes it doesn't happen. I am going to go work out after this webinar though. So those are my tips for 2014 Fast Start. I'm really excited about this year. I'm really excited to spend more time with all of you, to get to know some of you much better. Some of you I'm just going to be meeting for the first time shortly. We're going to have an amazing year. Where we're going to be 1 year from now, I wish I had a crystal ball, but I know it's going to be good. So now let's move into some of the tools. Would you like an easier way to introduce Jeunesse to your prospects? Well, we have that now, and it's a website, a real brief website, JFactorTeamFirstLook.com. We don't have password protection on this because that would have made it more complicated, but I know that some of you feel like you were scrambling, like, did you send this? What part of JFactorTeam.com did you send? Did you send your link? And so I've tried to make it as easy as possible. This is what that page looks like. We've got our new logo at the top. We've got the sizzle line. We've got my recording of the product and opportunity webinar. We've got our customer platform, which is secrets to flawlessskin.com. That's the product information and video testimonials. And then we've got a link to the general Jeunesse Global website. So what I'm doing, and what I would encourage you to do, is you call your contacts first, if it's a phone call versus meeting them in person. But if you're calling them, you call them up and you tell them that you've gotten introduced to this company if you're brand new, or if you've been doing this for a while, that you've been building Jeunesse, and that you want to share with them how great these products are and also what the business opportunity is. And you're going to send them a link for them to click on, and then they can choose. Do they want the 5-minute sizzle line? Do they want the product and opportunity webinar? This is a one-stop shopping page. You can send this, if you send this via email versus just telling somebody about it, you might want to include your website too, but you really don't need to at this point. This is just to make it really easy to give somebody the initial introduction to get the conversation going. So that's JFactorTeamFirstLook.com. That's our first new tool of the year. And I hope that you use this a lot, and I hope that if you've got any feedback for me on it, I'm totally open to that, but I really think this is going to make it much easier and more cookie-cutter-ish to share Jeunesse with our new prospects. So next question is, would you like to be more organized and get more done in 2014? So there's two new tools that we're going to talk about, and then our Fast Start training that we've had for a while. The first one is the new JFactor Team Daily Disciplines tool. This is page 1. There's actually 2 pages. I would encourage you to print several of these, and at the beginning of your week, whether that's Sunday, well, I've actually got the week set up as Sunday, so let's just say that we're starting the week on Sunday. Print this out, and I mean, I can promise you that if you use this, even just set the goal to use it for the next 60 days and use it every week. And you're not going to cross off every single box every single day. If you cross off even 50, 75%, it's going to make a huge difference in your business. And honestly, not just in your business, but in your life, because a lot of these things spill over to give you a more positive way of being and way of living. Reading affirmations and expressing gratitude on a regular basis, reviewing your goals, reading 15 pages of our monthly recommended personal growth book. This month it's Eric Worre's Go Pro book. I highly recommend that book. And then the fourth daily discipline is to walk and or exercise. And then we get into the phone calls. And this is one of the most important parts in terms of building the business, but that mindset and that physical well-being that you do before you start making the phone calls is going to help your phone calls, your business, and your life just go that much better. So make 2, 5, or 10 new calls to new prospects, plus Facebook Connects. And then the next one is to make follow-up calls and schedule one-on-one appointments. Then we've got attend our weekly team vision call and the Saturday weekly trainings, host the home parties and or attend a home party. And then we've included posting positive inspirational messages on social media. Like I said, Facebook is a great tool. I've had quite a few of our team in the last month say that they didn't realize how many people were watching what they were doing on Facebook. At some point, a lot of the people that are kind of standing in the background or standing in the wings watching what you're doing to see if this was really something that you're serious about, if it's something that is working, they'll come forward and say, okay, I want to see what this is. I want to see what this is about. And I want to encourage you on the social media, on Facebook especially, follow the 80-20 rule. 80% personal and or inspiring, 20% business. If you're constantly talking about the business, people will just tune off. And the more personal, the more genuine you can be with your posts, and pictures are great, the more that it's going to respond to people. I mean, I just posted a picture of Mark and I and the kids, one of my favorite family photos. It's now probably 3 years old. The kids look a lot younger. It's amazing. I mean, I think there's 60, 70 people who have liked that picture. People want to see you. So it's great to put inspiring quotes, but as much as you can, include personal things that you want to share with your fans and your following. And lastly, of the 10 daily disciplines is to promote the next event. Promoting is absolutely key to this business. Yes, you are representing a product. Yes, you are promoting a business opportunity. But the way that we do that is by promoting the next event. So at the end of every home party, you promote the next home party. At the end of every event, you promote the next event. At the end of a one-on-one, maybe it's not the next event, but it's the next step in the process of bringing that prospect into business with you. So I just want to encourage you to print these. I'm going to go through the second page in just a second, but print these 2 pages off at the beginning of the week, or print a stack of them off. Just try it for a couple of weeks and see how it works for you. I'm somebody that loves checklists, so I know there's a lot of people like that in the world. I mean, I'm the type of person that if I'm creating my checklist, and there's something that I've already done, I'll add it to the checklist just so that I can check it off. There's something really fun about seeing these boxes get filled in. So I've used something very similar to this for years. It works. And so this is page 2 of the daily disciplines. this is the weekly 5, and my assistant Ann Perry from years ago helped me create this several years ago. And what I love about this is in the first in the upper left corner where it says the weekly 5, that's where you put in the 5 most important things to move your business forward this week. What are the 5 big things that I want to get done this week? And then you fill in the 5 things for Sunday, the 5 things for Monday. And throughout the week, you're going to pull forward what were the biggest things in the weekly 5. I mean, Wednesdays, maybe you've got 3 things that are important for that day, but you're spending time doing a couple of the things, or at least one of the things that was in your weekly 5, the 5 most important things for the week. What I love about this tool is it keeps me focused on the most important things. We're busy. We've all got lots of things going on, and if we don't focus on the most important things, sometimes it's really easy to get sidetracked and do the things that might not be the most important thing, or aren't going to result in revenue in your pockets or bringing new people into your business. So I hope that you really use these tools. The daily disciplines work, and this weekly 5 will help keep you focused on the big rocks. So this is called your top 10 list, and all of this is on JFactorTeam.com. This is your top 10 list. I mean, especially when somebody's first getting started, this is a really good tool just to help them get started with who are the top 10 people that you want to share this with. Where do they live, and how do you want to expose them, and where do you see them being placed on the tree? If you've got 2 sisters that you want to talk to, or 2 girlfriends that you've known forever that are also good friends with each other, you might want to place them on the same side. So the circles are just to kind of give you an idea in terms of placement. Doesn't mean that you won't possibly change it, but when you're working with somebody brand new, this is just a really quick, easy tool. Who are the top 10 people that you want to share this with? And then lastly, I just want to quickly go through our Fast Start training. This is a tool that we started with the JFactor team a while ago. I know that there's quite a few people that are using it, but we've got a lot more new people coming in, so I'm just going to go through this quickly. The first is, who's my support team? And so there you want to write down who's your sponsor, who's your upline, and include their phone numbers. And if you're helping your brand new person to fill this out, you're going to be giving them that information so that they've got it. And then to the right, the JFactor information, it's got our JFactor team training hub, it's got our customer website, secretstoflawlessskin.com, it's got my website, KathleenDeggelman.com, we've got Jeunesse distributor relations, that's a good number for them to have. You want to teach people to use that number. You can't always be the go-to person to fix things. Sometimes people have to pick up the phone and do it themselves. And we've also got the sizzle line here, and then we've got the on-demand webinars link. And then right below that, we've just got a calendar of events, the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday rotation of calls and webinars. And then below that, we've got a couple of goals, 7 days to executive and 14 days to get the J factor. The J factor is still very, very important, and how you get the J factor, and it's why Gary and I created the name J factor, is we want to encourage people. Yes, it's important to become executive. That's just one on the left, one on the right. And when you become executive, now you're qualified for team commission. But when you bring in 2 preferred customers and you're an executive, now you've got the J factor. And the more we promote that, and the more we talk about that on our Facebook page, and just help people to get those 2 preferred customers, the bigger all of our customer base is going to be. Customers are very important in this business. Jeunesse's preferred customer program is the best one I've ever seen. By bringing in 2 preferred customers, you get a $50 bonus, you get 2 full-size free bottles of serum, and that next month you don't have to pay for your auto ship. It's about $400 worth of products, cash, and savings. That's an amazing program. So we want to encourage people to get the JFactor, become an executive, one left, one right, and get their two preferred customers. And then we also just want to help people set their goals for jade, pearl, and sapphire. There's a suggestion here, first 30, 60, 90 days. That might seem aggressive for some people. It might seem very doable for others, and it might seem slow for others. This is just a guideline to foster the communication. And then at the very bottom of this first page, it says my why. If you could change anything in your life in the next 90 days, what would it be? We want to encourage people to fill that blank in, and if you're sitting there as their sponsor, have the conversation with them about what their why is. And I'll share with you, when I first got started in the industry almost 8 years ago, I ignored this part. I thought it seemed kind of hokey. I thought it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to ask people, their why, what were their hopes and their dreams. And when I pushed through that barrier and really started asking people, finding out what it was that was personal to them, what was it that they wanted to change in their life, it was amazing the bond and the connection that I started creating with the people that I personally sponsored, the people that I brought into the business, and also the people who came into my business at different levels. So it's a really important question. It's not a question that we typically ask each other as adults. What are your dreams? What is it that you want to accomplish? So people actually love it when you do. So don't do what I did, which was kind of ignore that step in the beginning. It's actually a really fun conversation. So this is page 2 of the Fast Start training. These are just 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to help people get started. The first thing you want to do is help them start their list and help them invite 15 to 25 people to either a home party or to a live webinar, and then help them schedule their first party. Ideally, it would be in the first week. Sometimes it might take 2, 3 weeks, but the more you encourage them to schedule their first party, the faster it's going to happen for them. And keep in mind that when somebody new comes into the business, you really only have about 30 to 45 days to help them make it happen. If it doesn't happen in that time frame, people start to spin out, they start to lose interest. So that first month, you really want to think about that brand new person, like a first grader, somebody that you've got to hold their hand through the steps, through the day, to help them get going. And then step 3 is just getting them acquainted with what the different options are in terms of exposing people. We've got the sizzle line, we've got the on-demand webinar, we've got the free sample link. That's one way that people might choose to be introduced to it. And we've also got the 3-way call with your sponsors and with your upline, such as myself and Kelly Bangert. There's some of you that are taking great advantage of the 3-way call with the upline, and then there's some of you that I think, you don't want to bother us. First of all, we don't think of it that way, but if that's the way you are thinking about it, you need to break through that. That's a big part of why we're here. We want to help you. And if you've got somebody on the line that you really think we need to talk to because you feel like you've taken them as far as you can, and it's somebody that has, great potential, and it's somebody that you'd really like in your business, we'd love to help you close that person. And then step 4 is just some additional encouragement to post on Facebook, to create a Facebook event. Make sure that you expose people a couple of times as you're inviting them. Expose people, that sounds kind of strange. Expose people to the products and the business. If you've got an event coming up on Thursday, make sure you're sending texts out to remind people. Send out email invitations. But just remember that email is follow-up. Email is not how you introduce Jeunesse to people. This business will work so much better if you pick up the phone and call people and then use email as the backup and support. So that's our Fast Start training. The last page is just a place for a brand new person to write down their top 25. What local people do you have the best relationship with? And, we say local, but with the global opportunity that Jeunesse has, I would also encourage you to help people think about who they know in, the countries that we're in. there has never been a better time to build a truly international business than what we have with Jeunesse and what we have in terms of the technology that's available today. So I just want to remind you, you're never too old, too young, too anything to set another goal or to dream a new dream. I love this quote by C.S. Lewis. Whatever happened last year, I hope most of it was great, but you absolutely can achieve what you want in 2014. It's the very, very beginning of a brand new year. I actually really love the beginnings of a new year. Becky and I were talking about this the other day. There's just something so refreshing about starting all over. So go for what you want. You know, it really is time to live your dreams. And we've got the Alaska cruise coming up in July. And I know that a few of you are getting pretty close to that. I'm definitely going on the Alaska cruise. And in the next 30 days, I think that I will win or earn enough to bring my husband too. It's going to be a lot more fun for us if some of you are on that trip with us. What I love about Jeunesse's trips is there's so many different ways to get there. So if you haven't gone and looked in your back office under reports, distributor reports, and then click on Alaska Cruise, just see where you are. And you know what? Even if you're just at the very beginning of it, if you stay with this, you're going to be traveling the world with this. It's going to be a very, very exciting few years. I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and that's it for tonight, and we will talk to you all soon. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you on Monday night for our team call. Bye-bye.